Hello and welcome to Boxing Predictions. Today I will be discussing Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. for the heavyweight titles. I'll be previewing the matchup and then I'll be giving you my prediction of Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. I'd like to invite you to let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please consider hitting the subscribe button and also the notification bell so you get notified as and when I release new videos with more boxing predictions. So this matchup takes place on the 1st of July 2019, Madison Square Gardens in New York. This is for the IBF WBO WBA Super and the WBO Heavyweight straps that Anthony Joshua holds. Now this is replacement opposition for the champion. We saw Jarrell Miller removed from the fight after failing 3 drugs tests, rightfully so. But it's a shame because, you know, that was a fight that I wanted to see. It would have been interesting for many reasons, you know, to see if Miller was legit and to see AJ in there with a huge guy who can actually move. You know, it's a fight we'll probably never see now, so it's time to move on. In his replacement, we get Andy Ruiz Jr. He's 32-1 with 21 stoppages, and this is the biggest fight of his career by some way. But he has challenged for a vacant strap in the past versus Joseph Parker. And he's also beaten a former one-time WBO champ in the past before. So the rest of his career has been rather forgettable though, and of a particularly mediocre level. I spoke at the time that he didn't really deserve the shot of the title when he fought Joseph Parker, but then I also thought that Joseph Parker didn't really deserve it either. So, you know, but today, where we are now, you know, looking at the rankings, Andy Ruiz Jr. is position 15 with the IBF. He's 5th with the WBA, but there are actually 2 champions, Anthony Joshua and also a regular champion. And you've also got, in the WBO, he is in position 11. You know, so regardless of what you think about the rankings, you know, the organising body's rankings generally mean sweet FO. But despite that, you know, this really isn't someone who should be getting a shot. You know, he hasn't stepped up in the last couple of fights against someone who was, you know, in and amongst it. So, you know, how they take the decision is crazy, but I guess we can let it slide because this is a replacement fighter. Andy Ruiz Jr., 6'2", 260 pounds. We say it every single time, but Ruiz, he's not in fantastic shape. He doesn't look like a professional fighter. I know it's heavyweight division, but you know, he's got too much excess fat wobbling about. It surely can't help him. You know, over the years, I hear people trying to defend him, particularly when I've, you know, vocally said this in some of his preview videos before. But really, it's indefensible, really. You know, he really needs to drop, you know, 25 pounds and tone up, you know. But, you know, on the plus side, what we can say about Andy Ruiz Jr. is that he moves well, he's got quick hands, and he has fought a lot of bigger guys, and he's outpointed them, he's outboxed them, and he's stopped a lot of them. So, you know, it's not completely negative for Andy Ruiz Jr. He's got a lot going for him, you know, and as I say, he's got only one defeat. So, with Anthony Joshua, you know, he's got the almost perfect professional record, 22 victories, 21 stoppages, and this is actually going to be his 8th world title fight. But the fight that is what is most interesting with regards to this fight is the discussion of a shared opponent, and that is someone we've already mentioned, and that's Joseph Parker. He's the only man to take AJ the distance. You know, as we said, 21 stoppages, you know, one of them went the distance, and that was against Joseph Parker. And he also went the distance with Andy Ruiz, as we said, when they fought for Tyson Fury's vacant title back in 2016. Now, the judges scored that fight 113 to 115 twice, and then the third judge scored it 114. Now, looking through some of my notes, I actually scored the fight a draw with an edge to Ruiz. And I could have scored, I could have given one extra point to Ruiz if I'd been pushed. But having rewatched it at the time, I was unable to possibly score it in favour of Parker. It wasn't a great fight, and it showed the evolution of Parker, being unable to utilise his natural abilities and advantages that he has. He allowed Ruiz in too close, too much, and it was a bit of a messy fight. Not a lot of clean shots landing. So it wasn't great. Of course, with Parker versus Joshua, it was a completely different fight, of course, because it was a completely different opponent for Joseph Parker. And if anything, it continued to show the change that Parker had adopted, and the fact that whilst it allowed him to see out a fight against a dangerous fighter such as Anthony Joshua, it kind of showed that he's probably never gonna be a top fighter. It's easy to say that Ruiz Jr. will, in this fight against AJ, will be on the back foot, looking to get in close, rush him. That's kind of what you would expect. But if you've watched a number of Andy Ruiz's fights, that's really not his style. He likes to be on the front foot. He likes to press, kind of wear down his opposition, body shots, jabs to the body, and then try and throw those overhand shots if he can when he gets in close. That's his end goal, is to get in close and throw like a flurry of overhand rights. The key difference here with this fight is Anthony Joshua's power. Ruiz Jr., he's never fought anyone. He's never fought a power puncher. He never fought someone remotely close to Joshua's power. So he's never had that immediate worry of thinking that he's going to be cleaned out with a one punch, right? So what we've asked ourselves is, will we see a style change? Will he adapt his style that he's used the whole of his career, or will we see him just walk straight on to an Anthony Joshua bomb? It's very difficult to really decide what they're gonna, the game plan that Ruiz is going to adopt, and whether he's capable of changing his style. He might not. The fact that he has never really knuckled down and tried to lose the pounds probably indicates that it's his way or the highway. So despite the fact that he's never been stopped, he's only lost one when it went in the distance, and it was a debatable decision that I actually thought that possibly was a draw, possibly edged towards him. I actually see this fight being decisive. I mean, it's no surprise. For me, the prediction is Anthony Joshua winning by stoppage within 4 rounds. Okay, so what happens next? We've got Tyson Fury versus Schwartz. We've got Wyatt versus Rivas. We saw Wilder send Brazil to sleep. Usyk's looking for a big fight. But I actually think the fight we'll probably see is Luis Ortiz. We saw Luis Ortiz in against Wilder last year. Pretty decent fight, really enjoyable fight. One of the better heavyweight fights that we've seen in the last couple of years. And one that I discussed in a video that I created where I was discussing whether or not we are currently in a golden era for heavyweight boxing. So if that's something you're interested in, check out that video on the channel. And that's the end of the video. Let me know what your thoughts were on this fight. What's your prediction? Where do you see these guys going from here? Where do you see the heavyweight division at the moment? Remember, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified as and when there are new videos coming. So I'll see you soon.